Hey guys! People often ask in the comments how the blind cat is doing, and some of our viewers don't even know where we got him from. But first things first, almost a year ago, our Alabai, still a puppy, found a cat in the bushes, and this cat was in a very sad condition. Due to the development of an infection, the animal had a mouthful of pus and its eyes were almost completely rotten. As it turned out later, the furry creature had also partially lost its hearing. Without thinking, we picked up the cat and took it to the vet. The doctors were as shocked as we were at the sight of his terrible condition. Immediately after the initial examination, the doctors told us that the cat's sight would not return. Moreover, it turned out that the cat also had stomatitis, and his mouth was filled with a mixture of pus and blood. So his mouth was treated on the spot. The eyes were also treated, or what was left of them, and the cat's nose was pumped. Among other things, there were 2 injections and blood was taken for analysis. The study showed that the cause of this condition was a neglected infection. Based on this data, the treatment was adjusted. So we started to inject the cat with a course of antibiotics every day for 10 days. By the way, another nuance. It turned out that with the loss of the ability to sniff, cats lose the ability to eat because they cannot identify food. At first, he managed with water only. Even as he began to recover from the antibiotics, we were told that at this rate, the cat was more likely to die from exhaustion than from an infectious disease. Fortunately, on the 6th day, the cat had a sniffle and could be fed. So the cat's treatment continued in parallel with his feeding. After 2 weeks, the cat underwent surgery to completely remove the rotten eyes. The eyelids were sutured and covered with a purple substance. That's how the cat came to live with us. During the day, he is out in the hangar, and at night we lock him in a cage. He used to have a separate kennel. We lock the cat up at night for a reason. Every time we leave, the hangar is on alarm, and if the cat keeps pacing around the room, the motion sensors pick that up, which sets off the alarm and the siren. Even though the cat is blind, he has learned the hangar almost perfectly in that time. During the day, when the cat is hungry or needs to go to the bathroom, it will go to its house on its own, and he is so well oriented that he has already learned every step and the location of every object in his home. But he did not always show such skills of orientation in space. In the beginning, there were even cases when the cat approached his cage from the back, thinking that he was already there. Then he went to the litter box, or so it seemed. In fact, he would go right next to the potty, right through the wall. After a few months, there were no more such failures. Now, every visit to the house is quite accurate. In fact, when he eats, it takes him a while to figure out where to go. So he gets out and starts spinning on his axis. And how does that not make him dizzy? The cat is so good at moving around the hangar and avoiding obstacles that sometimes it seems as if he's looking in some unknown way. It is as if the cat has developed a sixth sense or echolocation organs like bats. At times, it seems to understand its position in space perfectly, to know where the target is, and to be able to follow the given path clearly. You can see this in the way he is walking to his box now. Speaking of which, when the temperature in the hangar dropped in the winter, we switched to heating. There is a Bulerian in the hangar. The temperature around it is always so comfortable that we even had to put a box next to it. The cat is attracted to the heat source. During his daytime walks, he comes and climbs into the box, which is always heated. Afterwards, the cat washes itself thoroughly and goes to bed. It only comes out of the box when it is hungry. Cats love heat, so no wonder he likes to sit there. When we put a thermometer in the box, it showed a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius in literally 20 minutes. For a month, he probably visited every nook and cranny he could find. It happened like hiding somewhere. Then, until you call him, it is not even clear where he hid. In general, traveled actively. It took him quite a long time to get used to his new surroundings. Especially during his walks, he likes to run into someone's hands. Then they can rub themselves. The second weakness of the cat is boxes, a typical representative of the cat family. If a new box appears in the hangar, the cat finds it almost immediately and makes a bed in it. But the funny thing is that the cat doesn't just wander around aimlessly. It examines the environment and even makes certain conclusions about it. We have a shooting area where there are always a lot of tripods, a table, in general, a whole bunch of different obstacles. It's very difficult for a cat to navigate. On top of that, there are frequent rearrangements, so the arrangement of the objects is constantly changing. And the cat keeps all this information in its head and doesn't go into the shooting area. He already knows that it is too complicated a maze in which it is very easy to get lost. So, despite his blindness, our cat is incredibly smart and can quickly adapt to any situation. Even though the cat had his eyes removed and his eyelids sewn shut, his tear ducts were left open. This leaves him vulnerable to new infections. To prevent this, we make sure to wipe his eyes every few days. In addition, we wipe with an antiseptic twice a week. Now the cat spends all his time in the hangar, but remembering that in his previous life he was an outdoor cat, we took him out into the fresh air regularly, and the walks took place both in summer and in winter. To our surprise, he is not afraid of snow at all. In fact, it's a little strange, because of his lack of sight, his tactile sensations from contact with cold snow will obviously be much stronger. But no, he walks. He does not sit in a crate all the time. However, he is not very comfortable in the open because there are few landmarks. In general, the blind cat's life is very good, considering the condition he was in before we picked him up. That's all for now. Goodbye.